It's v.h.s.x. What do you mean?
Alright everybody, welcome back. Got a brand new video suggested by one of you guys in the Discord community. Shout out to Cozy for suggesting this one. This one is from Chickawell, titled Dead by Daylight is the worst game I've ever played. And the thumbnail is funny too. I wanted to get my thoughts on it, and the original video will be linked in the description. I'm not going to cover the full thing. It's just only a talking point or two, but I recommend you guys watching the full thing. But with that being said, I wanted to quickly cover a specific couple of parts here.
Felt the entire upper half of my body feel like it's engulfed in flames, like I'm Human Torch from the Fantastic Four. There are so many parts about this game that makes it so utterly unbearable to play that every time I feel the slightest urge to even open the game, I remember what happens every single time I do.
Like, I'm just so tired of everyone fucking cheating, dude.
If I play Survivor, I'm spoon-fed.
Yeah, that right there is one thing that I think is an extremely prevalent issue with the game that still hasn't been addressed, is a cheating issue. As if there wasn't enough to deal with on the fucking game, they have a cheating issue as well. Isn't that great? Isn't that lovely? Isn't that exciting that you can literally just constantly face cheaters all the time, and if not, you could think they're probably subtly cheating too, because they have like a little bit of a speed hack going on, because that happens as well as the base kit and all that other stuff. We've said this numerous times. Let's continue.
So tired of everyone fucking cheating, dude.
If I play Survivor, I'm spoon-fed the easiest game of my life. If I play any killer below goddamn B tier, I'll get 4 survivors with the most broken unbalanced perks and a pallet every 3 business feet. And if I don't play against a killer below B tier as a survivor, I play the same killers on repeat. Ghoul, Ghoul, Ghoul again, and then probably Blight. If I even...
There you go. There you go. Notice how these issues keep popping up every single time. Different people have the same shit. They always say that Survivor's really easy. They always say that if you play killer, it's a nightmare if you're not going below B tier. They're always saying that when they do play Survivor, they're only going to be going against like the same killers that are just like stronger with mobility, like Blight and Kaneki, or whatever have you, right? I mean, what more is there to say, right? I keep saying this because it's like, this is not something we're making up. Like, this is not something that we're pulling out of our buttholes. Like, this is something that all of us collectively have been experiencing. Like, this is not... I don't understand, dude, how people can somehow disagree with this stuff.
indulge myself to play killer, the killers I like to play aren't broken beyond belief, and this usually grants me the same results every game. Either A, I get a squad of losers that I swear to God get gens done in 15 seconds, all have healing builds that make it literally impossible for me to build pressure, or have chase builds that make me feel like they teleport directly to the next pallet 10 feet away. I wouldn't be as pissy about it if it weren't for the oblivious entitlement that comes from some of these players. A good majority of DBD players are survivor mains that make it their life mission to make the killer as miserable as possible. And if I even think about playing the game and doing my objective of killing the survivors by possibly tunneling because every gen is practically goddamn done by my 4th or 5th hook, then I get the absolute declaration of independence in the in-game chat telling me to throw myself off a bridge, that I suck at the game, and that I'm toxic. So sit back and enjoy.
That right there. I mean, that right there. I have to use this as another example that we've been using for quite some time. I have to use that video as an example because notice that we're seeing the same prevalent issues over and over and over again. We have players, like, regardless if they're new, veterans, casuals, whatever have you, the second that killer comes up as a discussion, comes up as something to talk about or to play or to whatever, notice that it always boils down to the experience being booty cheeks. It's never good. It's never like something that people wanna, like, they're clamoring to get home from fucking work and getting on to play some killer. Nobody ever does that. And the people that do go, oh, but when I play, I don't have a problem, are going against new players as well. So they think, oh, everything's fine. Like, why are everyone complaining? What's going on? And then it's like, top it off with the people that are obsessed with the DVD slop. that they just desperately want to tell everybody, oh my god, why are you complaining? You should thank Daddy Behavior for giving us this stuff. And it's just kind of insane. I really don't understand why they have this mentality. I've tried to understand, but I can't, you know, because maybe, you know, the rest of us that actually want to play other things, that want to engage with other content, that want to create actual art, that want to do other stuff, are more, maybe they have a more refined palette, I guess, for games. Maybe they have a better taste for games, because I actually want to play quality games. I actually want to play unique experience, like have a unique experience from a game. I want to be able to experience stories or gameplay that I haven't experienced before, or be able to overcome challenges that I've never been able to overcome before, and other things like that. A good example that I can use is from the recent streams we've been doing for quite a while now, is the Resident Evil 4 from, was it like the original, basically. And I've never played like Resident Evil 4 before, not even the remake. So me going through that sort of journey, I've been doing it with you guys who have been tuning into the streams, and I find that to be some of the most fun streams that I think that we have, because I've never played it before. On the spot, I'm trying to figure everything out, and I'm also talking with you guys about random stuff that doesn't have to do with DVD garbage. And it's very fun. It's very fulfilling to be able to do that. And as you guys know, I've been working on other channels that talk about other games and stuff, like video essay formats, which I thankfully have a whole bunch of ideas for, which might take a little bit. I hate that it takes so long, but it's like, you know, we're trying to finish up a lot of stuff at once. But on top of that, we also have a Rivals channel that has to do with me playing around with Rivals, which I genuinely enjoy. I actually love that game quite a bit. And I main tank, so I already know that it's gonna be a tough time on there, but regardless, give that a watch as well if you haven't already. I'm always linking the Rivals channel. Hopefully you guys that do enjoy Rivals will also give it a watch, and you know, give it some love, man, because we want to be able to move out of the DVD space, you know, eventually. Now, beyond that, like I've stated before, I just don't understand the obsession with the slop. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't know why. Because like there's so many amazing games that I personally have not experienced yet. Like there's games like the Resident Evil entries, the BioShock games, the Splinter Cell, Prince of Persia, like, you know, games like that I haven't been able to play before. There's even like a couple of Far Cry, like Far Cry 1 and 2 I've never played, or like the OG Fallouts, or even like Baldur's Gate or something, or even Mass Effect, or even Dead Space. Like I've never experienced a lot of these games. And so to be able to finally do that, I think would be way more interesting than playing slop by slop light. Like I just don't think it's a worthy thing to waste my time on. And the fact of the matter is that the game has completely shifted away from anything that has become even close to horror at this point. Like there's no fear in anything that you do in that game when you're playing a survivor. You get handheld so heavily to the point that you're literally being lifted by the hand of God into the exit gate at that point. There's no challenge there. Mind you, the gameplay is already stale. You're just sitting there filling a bar all day. The chase is barely 2% of the actual match. It's incredible. But somehow people are obsessed with that garbage. I don't get it. And I honestly argue that a lot of people that do even play DVD aren't even horror fans in the first place, because if they were, you'd probably see them asking for more darker lighting or more jump scares in the maps and making more detailed, you know, scenarios and things like that to actually get scared, to actually have that horror experience, to feel the terror, to feel like the killer is scary and a threat. You don't want to get caught. And to actually make it the party game experience that it needs to be, not this ridiculous, like, you know, humiliation ritual for the killer players. I really don't understand why that is the case. I don't get it. And mind you, a lot of these people, you know, I would argue, like, because we also have a LARPing issue within the gaming community, but that's a whole nother discussion on its own. I do think that a lot of people in the DVD community are literally just LARPing that they enjoy these games, or LARPing that they enjoy the source material. I can argue that probably a good majority of the people that run Leon or lose their mind over Leon probably have never played any Resident Evil game with him in it. They probably never played RE2. They probably never played RE4. They probably never played RE, was it 6 as well? Like I probably would imagine they've never played them before. But they'll look up and save every bit of fan art that they could find and lose their minds over, right? And do things with those images that don't need to be stated. So the fact of the matter is that at the end of the day, we need to try to, like, at least for those of you that are within this community of mine, we need to step away from this game. Slowly but surely we will, though. Slowly but surely we just need to grow the other channels enough, you know what I'm saying, so that we can really be able to start making the shift. And that's sort of like what we're focusing on. And hopefully we can bring more people to this community, so that, because I don't view our community as the DBD community. I view it as its own separate thing, because it really is its own thing. You know, tons of us like different things. It's not, we all came together because of the one game, but we all like different things. And a lot of us probably like similar things to one another, and that is where we all will sort of connect in that sense. And me creating this sort of, like, you know, as you could say, that art pieces, I guess you could say, and eventually, to me, I think will provide more value for everybody involved. Like, I'm getting something out of it because I get to express myself and be able to deliver some art that I've wanted to create for so long. And then you guys get, like, new videos that can see that set art, that can actually engage with that, and maybe you'll learn about a game that you never played before, or you might try out a new game and gain a new experience because that you've maybe heard me talking about or showing the game that I've just, like, fallen in love with. You know what I mean? That I have, like, or even games that are, like, well known, that, like, I've given my perspective on, that you probably haven't heard before or whatever have you. There's a lot of value to be had there. So that's mainly, like, what my focus has been. That's really been my sort of motivation, I guess, when dealing with the DVD community, and it's an infinite slop is insane. But regardless, I use, like I said, I use that video as an example to basically state, like, there is people that also hold that same opinion. There is people that also have that same view, where they hesitate to even click on the game, they hesitate to even play the game because of what we've stated many times, the killer anxiety issue. Right? We've talked about that so many times. The killer anxiety issue. We've talked about the fact that the balancing just does not favor killer in any way, shape, and form. As much as people like to argue semantics, as much as people like to sit there and argue with the most minuscule of evidence, with the most anecdotal of evidence, that oh my god, it's so easy for killer and all this kind of stuff. I've heard it all, I think, at this point, and none of it proves anything. And it's kind of sad. The fact of the matter is that for the rest of us, we'll move on. We'll be able to do other stuff. And it's a shame. You know what I mean? It's a shame that there's still creative people out here that are still playing DVD, but I'm also proud of the people that are creatives that are starting to move away from it. I mean, I look at Ducry, if he's listening to this, as an example of that. Very creative, creative individual that is finally leaving the DVD space for greener pastures. Hopefully the Halloween game will pop off. He can make some content. And on top of that, of course, we even have Minskell as a more bigger creator as an example, where he's not really making videos anymore. Like, he doesn't want to make them anymore. He says he's not leaving the community or anything like that, but I do think that, I honestly argue he should, because it's just it's really a bigger statement if Minskell were to leave the community, the same way that Kill a Whale back in the day had left the game and its community as well. I think we need more of that. We need more people moving on, because we need to leave these people with their slop. I would say we need to leave them with their slop. Let them continue to enjoy it. Let them continue to keep on and keep on. You know what I'm saying? That's the main thing that I would say this is a takeaway in that sense. It's like, let them keep going with it. Just let them, right? Because as much as we try to open their eyes, as much as we try to, you know, be like Doctor Strange and Rivals, where we say reality is but an illusion, at the end of the day, like, there's only so much we could do. You know what I mean? They're gonna plug their ears, they're gonna LARP, or they're going to make up some scenario, or continue to live in their delusions. We can't do anything about that. Like that's it. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's worthless to continue at a certain point. What can we do? You know what I mean? What can we do? So I want to know what you guys think, of course, like with everything kind of going on within the DVD space, especially with like the event going on that has been one of the most survivor-sided events. I want to know what you guys think with the creators leaving, like the killers most likely leaving the game, despite the fact that the players are looking crazy because of Jason's release. Which, mind you, that would have never happened if Jason never got added anyway. If it was any other killer, I would have probably, that wasn't a big name, you probably wouldn't see any change in the numbers at all. But regardless, I want to know what you guys think in the comments section. Let me know your thoughts, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Oh yeah, and check out the Rivals channel. Check out the other channels at the top of this this DVD channel, as well as in the description. And consider becoming a member on YouTube or Patreon, or even subbing on Twitch. All right, let's go ahead and read off these wonderful members. We got Patreon, Crow Vader. All my YouTube members, Brando, Evil Blade, Cap Courteous, WTF You're Not J-Lo, Evil Peach, Hargan Falcon, Dole Whip, Noxus, Zero Mocker, Jack, Christian, and Crow Vader. Really appreciate you guys supporting, man. And if you also subbed on Twitch, just know that you got love coming your way too. Appreciate you guys, man.